Call this meeting. This is a called meeting for Thursday, October the 17th at 1 o'clock. And before we get started, I'm gonna ask Mr. Burris if he would lead us in prayer.
Our heads, Father, we thank you, Lord, for this day. We ask, God, that you will bless us, oh God, that we deliberate the business of this county. We thank you, oh God, for how you bless us and spare us in this hurricane, oh God, and we pray, God, you will continue to bless this community, continue to bless the leadership of this community, and give us the right decision to make. And we ask, oh God, for your divine guidance. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'll be seated. This is a call meeting, and we're going to go into what it's for is to appoint an intern county manager. We got to do this under the state law, so we got a resolution of 2024-26 to appoint an intern county manager.
We need to do the other one first. Remember, I forgot to
Do the clerk first.
Yeah.
You got the, okay, you got the manager on top.
I did. I told you I had printed it, and then we realized
Okay.
later hers needed to be done first.
All right. We're gonna do B first then. Let's go back and do B first. Is we got to appoint a resolution for 2024-27 to appoint a deputy county clerk.
26 for county clerk. 27.
They may have.
Yeah, resolution
Yeah,
2027.
27 is for the clerk, and 26 is for.
Okay.
I move that we accept the appointment for deputy clerk, resolution 2024-27.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
I guess, do we need to state who the deputy clerk will be at this time?
I would say,
Okay,
because that's
yeah.
on your resolution.
Okay, because it's not on here, but
It's on
Melissa
your
Bennett.
resolution. I didn't have an agenda item.
Okay. Melissa Bennett.
We're gonna just clarify that Miss Melissa Bennett is gonna be the
I see it.
appointed deputy clerk.
Right.
Okay. All right.
You got
Is there any discussion?
that.
Not, let's, we'll go ahead and vote on it. Mr. Burris,
Aye.
Mr. Lucas,
Aye.
Mr. Hendricks,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. I think we should back up and do a roll call on the
I just
commission.
looked at that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's up
we
there.
missed that too. Let me back up, I apologize. We need to do a roll call. Mr. Pope? Mr. Burris?
Present.
Mr. Lucas?
Present.
Mr. Hendrick?
Here.
Chair's here. Okay. Now we'll go to the resolution 2024-26, appoint an interim county manager. And we are going to appoint Melinda Brooks. Is he?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we appoint Melinda Brooks to the county manager intern position, resolution 2024-26.
Okay, we got a second on that?
Second.
Okay, now is there any discussion on it?
Want to be effective October 15th,
2024.
2024.
Okay. That would have been Tuesday, is that correct? Okay,
They're both effective as of Tuesday.
no. Okay, is there any discussion on it? We got a motion and a second.
No, sir.
So, I know you say it's effective Tuesday, but would it be, I mean, because we hadn't voted on it or anything, so
You're voting now to make
We-
it effective as of Tuesday. That was per the attorney.
Okay, per the attorney,
He's looked
retroactive
at it.
back, okay, good, and long as,
Yes, all been through the attorney.
She was,
Okay.
right, you had to be appointed on Tuesday immediately after we had that, is that correct? And then we vote on it in the meeting.
Right, you
That's
could
what
do
the
that.
state said.
And, but the attorney has read and revised both
Oh.
resolutions,
okay,
so he
okay.
wrote them up. Nick filled in for Jennifer because she's out
Okay.
just the rest of this week.
Now, we know, under discussion, we know that there will be a change in her salary, but we're not discussing
No,
it.
not right.
But we know that it will change some.
Right.
And that will be brought up later. I just want to
Okay.
make sure, because I know she,
And then we can make the salary retroactive back to whatever dates.
Right,
That's
yeah.
went into effect.
Right.
Right.
this is temporarily to,
Right.
it's all over with. Okay.
And you also need to mention the signature card. The bank signature card that you're removing one name and putting on the other, that has to be in the minutes for the bank. Like I
For the
told you,
bank.
Yeah.
Okay,
that you have
Yeah.
to say you're removing one name and putting the other one on.
okay. We need a resolution, or that's gonna be in this
It's just,
resolution? Okay,
well, it doesn't have to be in the resolution, it just, the bank just needs it to be said out loud and put in the
In these
minutes.
minutes.
okay.
So-
Yeah, we're gonna have to take his name off and replace with your
With
name.
mine until you get somebody else, yes.
Okay. Okay.
In that
Anything
same
else?
vein, Mr. Chairman, as far as the bonding, will you have to be bonded as the manager, or is it like a
With it
separate?
being temporary, I'll double check with ACCG. Brent didn't tell me that, but I'll double check.
That's something we may need
Because
to
he
check on.
also looked at the resolution,
Yeah,
Yes,
so.
I don't think that came up in the discussion, did it? But
Didn't.
that's a good point. We need to,
But I'll double check that.
thank you for thinking of that, Mr. Burris. Anybody else got anything that we've missed?
I just think it's just reiterate, we got everything from the previous. He had everything turned in, the vehicle, the keys, even the master key, and you're in possession of all those now, right?
Actually, HR. Well, I've put some in the safe and then the others with HR,
Okay.
which will go to the safe, so.
And I would also, as Commissioner comments, I would ask that we change the codes on our doors. Codes where you punch in to get in, we need those codes changed. And get that done as quickly as possible. And then let department heads, whoever need it, or who's had it in the past, let them have it. That would just make it, in my opinion, a little bit safer. Not saying anything's gonna happen, I'm just,
Well, not safe, it's just that's your normal
that's my
protocol.
normal protocol.
yeah.
And any door that we have with that numeric system you gotta put in, every one of them be changed.
Okay.
And I would say both buildings here and there.
If it's known, yeah, I don't know who has what, so.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I would also just like to say that with Ms. Brooks being appointed as the interim county manager and Mrs. Bennett as the deputy clerk, that we will recognize this and with them with the full authority that they have in these positions, and especially in reference to Mrs. Brooks. She is the interim county manager, and so we need to let her be the interim county manager. And I know this is something, new to her, but she's dialoguing, I'm pretty sure, with ACCG and getting directions about things. And so we just need to try to work with her and remember that she's been kind of like put in this position right now without any prior experience in this position. But I think she's capable of trying to keep us afloat until we, at such time, get a county manager.
It's pulling together and
Right.
keeping y'all in the loop.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Any more discussion on it? No, we'll vote to appoint her. Okay. Mr. Burris?
Aye.
Mr. Lucas?
Aye.
Mr. Henry?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Okay. Now, we're gonna go we've asked I know we got Billy and Roger here, and I think they want to speak a little bit. I want them to come up on this tax thing. And which or both of y'all or something, come up here. Let us know how close we are to getting our,
She's got one.
being ready to send out our tax bill. Might say.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. We wanted to come back up here, well, there's two things. One, I never got a firm answer about the rollback and what we're gonna do with the millage rate. So, if we're going to accept the rollback rates, we need to let the manager know, because they're gonna have to advertise the meeting on the 28th. And also, we're gonna need to advertise a call meeting on November 1st. That's to accept the school board's millage rate. Is required by law. And, when we get that done, that way Monday, I can come in and I can work on the rest of the digest, and I can hopefully have everything finished and approved by Friday, and get them through the printers and get them out to the public. So I believe the rollback was 11.726. And we just I need to know if y'all gonna accept that or if you're gonna change it.
I believe, Mr. Chairman, and Roger, we agreed to go on with the rollback
Yeah.
at the
Yeah,
last
we
meeting.
agreed.
Unless, I mean, my understanding, everybody agreed to, hey, go with the rollback.
I think it was pretty good, but I don't think we all
We-
actually
we
ever
hadn't
said,
voted on
hey,
it.
yeah, we're gonna do that.
We
never
did
voted
agree.
on
We did agree.
Yep.
But
We agreed, but we didn't vote on it.
we hadn't,
Right, but y'all, that was during the work session, but then y'all was gonna carry it over
That's right,
to the meeting, and y'all didn't
never did.
carry it over.
right,
So,
yeah.
Do y'all wanna add
Yeah,
it
we
now?
didn't ever
Yeah.
vote on it though, did we?
You didn't
We
vote,
did.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and
that
Yeah, we
might-
need to go ahead and do
But
that.
if
I got
we'll
one
add
question,
I'll add it
Robert.
to the agenda here. and we'll
Can
go.
we just add something like that to the agenda in this meeting like
You
this?
can adjust it beforehand, but I can, you want me to step out and call Nick
Well-
real quick? Or if y'all wanna wait, do it, cause we talked about
You-
doing it next week.
Yeah,
You got it for next week.
I don't believe that you have to vote on it, but it has to be a consensus, and so we know which way to go.
Okay,
Absolutely. I think we're all in
Moving
agreement.
forward, we wanna do 11.726, so you'll put that, I'll send the 5-year history up to you,
Mhm.
and, I already sent you your millage rate. And we'll, y'all have to put your date and time and all that stuff, and get in the paper and get it online. But also, you need to advertise the call meeting on November 1st for accepting, the school board millage rate.
I got a question on that, Mr. Tax Commissioner. I understand they're not moving back as far as we are, but the bottom they can go according to state law is 14, that's the lowest they can go.
That's correct, without losing.
Without losing-
Equalization. funding.
Equalization funding, right. But they're like at 15.0126 or something like that right now, so if we're rolling back to 14, that's a full meal, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So that would be considered a rollback
It's considered a rollback, but it's a tax increase because
of
they
the,
did not to go to the full rollback that they had.
what they
Their
suggested.
rollback millage rate was in the 12s.
Yeah,
I believe it was 12.827 or something like that.
yeah, but
So
that's
they
no,
couldn't go that low, they can only go to 14, so they have to advertise a tax increase.
okay.
well, that's, and at least the constituents will know that we did, but we cannot violate state law, and state law says 14 is as low as they can go.
And like I said, Senator Goodman is putting together a bill, and they've got support for it. It's going to be, they bring it up in the next session to get them lowered to 10, so they wouldn't lose if they drop to 10.
All right, good deal.
Okay.
And I do want to say is, the school board has been excellent. They have been doing rollbacks, I know ever since I've been in. Ever since I've been in office, they have done the rollback, whatever rollback called for. There's a lot of school systems that go up to the maximum millage rate, which is 20, and they keep it there. They don't care. The values can increase exponentially. They're gonna keep it at 20 mils and they're gonna get all that extra money. Ours is not. Ours has been mindful of the taxpayers' money.
Good.
So we just need to, all of us consent to the rollback, and then you'll be okay with it without a vote, is that correct?
Yes.
I guess what
And if y'all
Mr. Leonard
want,
said that,
if we need to push up the meeting from the 28th, we can do it next Friday. We've got time to advertise. I've already double checked on that. So if y'all wanted to do it next Friday morning or afternoon, however, or even Thursday, if you need to push it up before the 28th, if that'll help y'all, Roger.
Well, it will, but the school boards, they're not gonna have their last meeting until the 31st. So even then, I mean, we can get the county's millage rate, but
Yeah.
the school boards will be after the 31st.
So we have to do it on the first.
Yeah,
So will we need to do one like you talked about on November 1st to
Yes.
accept that, or?
yes.
And we'll go ahead and schedule that too.
okay,
So y'all just let me know what day, if y'all want to hold it on the regular Monday like we do on the 28th, or if you want to
28th.
back it up.
we can do it then. We can consent to it now, I guess, or, you know, if that's what he,
As long as there's a week that you can advertise, because it's required by law to advertise in 4 weeks, and also the advertising has to be on, the website.
okay.
Okay.
We'll do the November then, 28th. I mean,
First,
October 28th.
Yeah, we'll do the regular on the 28th and
On
then do another one on the
28th, okay.
1st.
have to call one on the first.
Call meeting on the first.
We also, I think we need to vote on the aspect of removing the previous county manager's name.
Oh, it doesn't have to be voted. They
No,
just
it
said,
don't
just
have
put
to
it in the
be.
minutes. Just
We're
put
just
it
missing that
said.
Just
resolution.
put it in the, okay.
He just need to say it right.
All right.
Yeah, it just needed to be said so we could say that it
You
was
just
it.
need to say, you removing Scott's name and putting hers on.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's what he did, so.
And if you could get us an update, because some of us understand, me and Mr. County Commissioner Burris was in, school last week, and we talked a little bit about the House bill, but can y'all elaborate?
Yeah, House Bill 311. So that is a House bill that was passed, I believe it was in 2023. And that is designed only for federal disaster areas in Georgia. And the commission y'all have to decide if y'all want to give tax rates to the people who have damage or their property's been destroyed. It's not for trees, I mean, it's not for farmland, it's for homes and buildings and stuff like that. And they have to have damage. Now, Billy's they've been applying the county, and I'll let him touch on that, but he's got a list, he's getting a list of parcels that's affected. And that's the ones that we're gonna come to you with. Now, the people have the right to appeal if they feel that their house was damaged or their building was damaged, and they were not, the assessor wasn't able to make, it didn't know that, didn't know their property was, allow them, opportunity to have the assessors go back out and check them and see where they're at. But, it's either gonna be a dollar amount or a millage rate amount that the commissioner set. If you're gonna do just to destroy, there's gonna be one value. But if you're gonna do the damaged and destroyed, there's gonna be two values. 2 millage rates or $2 amounts of what can be exempted off their house or their properties. So that's up to you guys. The EMA director is involved in it, and assessors, and they're going around checking values and checking damage reports and putting a list together, compile a list if there's minor or major, or if it's just destroyed. But the law, that's for FEMA. But for the Georgia law, it just has destroyed or damaged. There's no difference of minor damage or major damage.
Okay.
So that's, and I know,
And it depends, every county is different. You can do it effective for this year's taxes, you can do it effective for next year's taxes. You can do it effective that I give them a credit from this year's to next year's, or something like that. But I personally think that it needs to be done, if it's gonna be next year, it needs to be done in amount, and not give me a credit, not go there and put credits on these people's accounts. Let's do what they're gonna have to pay, and then that'll be it. That way, they don't have to pay a full amount, then, oh, well, we're gonna give you credit for 5 meals next year. That's
gonna be
so complicated, it's crazy.
right.
and I think I asked you, Roger, too, how long will this be, just like, say, until they get the, whatever the structure was back up, or how does that work?
I believe the law, I believe it stated in there, it was just a one time.
That's what I got, it was one time, and they didn't put a timeline on it, because like I said, you're gonna run into a situation where people don't have the money to get people out there to do it, waiting on insurance adjusters to do things, various things, so it's just, I think it's gonna be a one-time identification. We are right now, matter of fact, I got a call today from the company that did the flyover for us, and they're reflying about 20% of it. We combed, like I said, the city of Waycross, basically all the subdivisions. Don't mean we've got everything by any means. We are gonna be using some of these aerials for some of the stuff, the rural stuff, but we're trying to get back up in the north end of the county starting tomorrow. It took a while for them to get a lot of roads cleared. We could get in there and really see what's going on. So to be able to determine whether we have destroyed properties, and of course, pictures, we're trying to, we're taking photos of this stuff, and I've got the list. We actually have it up to date as of today of everything we've seen. So right now, I think we have 350 some odd entries, and of course, some properties, when we were looking at it, there may be multiple structures when we were looking that could be damaged on one, that some were not real severe, but by looking at the whole of the picture, if they had 3 or 4 buildings that were damaged, to determine whether it was heavy damage or whether it was destroyed. So right now, I've got that ready to get to Roger and to Jonathan, as of we're update as of right now, until we get the dirt again tomorrow, so.
Okay.
Yeah. And Mr. Chairman, in reference to, I know that's 311 right there, that bill right there, right?
Yes.
And the 581, and I just want to say this about the tax commissioner, from what he told us to begin with, it's pretty evident through all the meetings I've attended about 581, about if we're in a position, and we're in a good position where, like I said, we do the opt-out, it's best for this kind of right here, and every kind is different.
Yes.
I was on a call yesterday with them about that 581, so I want to just give him kudos for being on top of that. Now, the other is it's real confusing about, the floss tax and all this kind of stuff, and
The what?
I think it's the floss tax they call, the one where you use the tax, put it on the referendum, and get the taxes to use that as far as a tax of offset on your property taxes. Yeah.
So, no, that's really not it. What it is, it's like, it goes along with, their SPOS.
Right.
ELOS, but there's nothing that has to be sent, no certification that has to be sent to
Right.
them. It's, designed that the county talks with the city, and y'all decide how y'all would want to split
Right.
that penny or that half penny. And then, once y'all decide that, then y'all get with the board of elections, and you have to get that to vote,
Right.
and let the people vote on it. And that's going to be done for 5 years.
Right.
If it passes, it'll be for 5 years. And then it's just like renewing. And like I said, the rollback that I do a sales tax rollback for lost. And that comes off your top.
Right.
So that helps you with your 11, with 11, that it would normally be, it would have been 15, if not 16. So, because we have that tax, that sales tax, it drops it down to 11. So, we, for all intents and purposes, we're under that, we're under it now. And we have the penny, and the agreement's the same. The amount that I'll lower down, lowered from the gross, will be taken on the bottom after we do the rollback. It will be subtracted from the bottom, so it would be, instead of having 11, it would be a 6.8 rollback, or 7 million for the county, because of that sales tax would come, and that's for property tax.
Right, only.
And that's for everybody. That's not just, just homestead, the properties, or that's commercial,
Right.
everything, industrial, everybody. So that'll get offset. So the county will get their budget, will meet their budget, but they meet it for 2 ways, or 3. Property tax, a sales tax, lost rollback, and just the other sales tax if the people voted in.
Okay.
And it's a win for all the taxpayers, honestly.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I'll pay 9 cents for a lower tax rate.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can roll our ad valorem taxes back.
So,
Yeah.
but that's the way that's gonna go. And, I don't know if you want to.
Is it gonna be on the ballot?
One thing I wanna
That-
chime in about was, we were talking the other day about, in that House bill or Senate bill, was that other homestead. Roger gave y'all some good information the other day. Like I said, Ware County has got excellent homestead exemptions. The last thing we want to really get involved in is trying to track a third number, because these things came in different time periods, and there are counties, there are attorneys right outside of our circuit that have attorneys that are preying on counties that have imperfections in their homesteads, and the applications, the way they were taken, tracking the numbers. So that's a number that we really don't need to have to track. I can go ahead and tell you, Glenn County got it for about $20 million. They got sued and lost in court. So the least amount of numbers that you're trying to track when people are coming in at different stages, filing for different homesteads, it complicates matters just tremendously to be able to try to track that. So, again, I just kind of want to jump on the bandwagon and say that, you know, the taxpayers in this county have been fortunate, because this has been in since the early 2000s and mid-2000s. And, you know, with valuations, you know, the market's going to go up and down, but typically it always comes up. And it is something that's really sheltered them. You know, it's definitely a huge benefit for them. And, you know, we encourage everybody to get all that they can get, you know, but we really think that, and Pierce County is also, in speaking with them over in Pierce, they're leaning, they have basically the same type of situation we have, and they're leaning to opt out as well. So just kind of wanted to, again, touch on that.
And we have until March, I believe it is.
Yeah, March
Opt-out,
1st.
right.
That's the last day it's gotta be done. And, give you an example, Atkinson County, they don't have a freeze. So what their house goes up is their tax minus $2,000. And it does not matter how long they've owned the house. It continues going up, their taxes will continue going up if but as adjusted with millage rate, but their value, if it goes up, they're paying that higher value. Here in Ware County, when they freeze it, they freeze that value, the tax value here. It doesn't matter if it goes up here, they're taxed down on the lower end.
As long as that's their primary residence.
Yeah, as long as it's their homestead,
Right.
they live there and they get their homestead. So, it by far and away, the bill for the valuation on the homestead, it's a good bill. It's a good bill, and it should pass. But our homestead is better than just about anybody else's there is. I think DeKalb County's had theirs longer.
Columbus, Georgia, would be the first one. They got
Columbus.
theirs in the eighties, them and then us, basically.
So, I mean, as far as that, there's no reason for him to have to track that other
The
number.
third number, right.
Because it's not gonna affect my job, because I will not never see those numbers. But it'll affect them because they're constantly having to make sure their frozen values stayed the same. They gotta get their appraised value, and then now they have to worry about doing what the frozen, was it,
You just gonna do frozen, then you're gonna do
the
3%
computed,
increase.
the computed
increase
values,
is
the
gonna change
increase.
every year.
And what that value be, and it may be more than what they have it at. There's always, it's crazy. Their job is crazy. But as a value, that's more work than they should have to worry about. Because it does not affect our taxpayers one bit.
There's more work for them.
Yeah.
Plus
more for them for
plus it
nothing.
puts us as a risk, at a
Yeah.
risk.
Yes.
Okay,
Appreciate all
Thank y'all.
y'all do.
All right.
appreciate y'all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roy, and Billy. Thank both of y'all. Okay. Any commission comment? Anybody got anything?
Got anything?
I'm good.
I talked to Johnson this morning about, we have a lot of leaning trees and stuff, and I understand that FEMA is gonna help on that.
And
Yeah.
Crowder Gulf is
John,
taking care of
if
it.
Jonathan would, if he'd come up here, I'd like for him to explain. We need to be able to tell the people, because I had several calls.
We've got
on
a
that.
public update is what I want to do, to let them know what, because, and I want to speak with Howard again, he left and he'll be back tomorrow, and he told us Monday, I think it was, Jonathan, there was 4 bucket trucks coming in that would do what they call the leaners and the hangers.
Yeah, well, how are they, that's what I wanted to let people know, how they can, who they need to call or to report one.
They're
Because I
actually-
know, I've seen some myself.
Right. I think
Really
I've been doing
need to take it
for-
off, and they'll be away from the power line a little bit, but it
Just
needs to
enough.
take it down.
Their contact info's posted, ain't it?
Well, Crowder Gulf, no, because they're actually, my understanding is on a route and they're going, we don't have to tell them where they are.
Right, they
They're
are.
riding the road and finding them, but double checking on that one.
Yeah, they're making several passes. We've had a lot of people call, say, you know, are they just coming one time? No. They'll be here about 60 days, and they'll make 4 or 5 passes around the county and the city. They have a crew that goes around looking for these laners and hangers, and then they'll send a bucket crew out there and take care of them and before they come and pick up the debris.
Right.
Get all that cut down, pile it up, and then the debris people come by and pick it up. But they're gonna be here a while, so just, people need to be patient. A lot of people say, well, they haven't been by my house. Well, they're coming, just be patient, they'll be there. And they're picking up, and then as they pick up, then people can put more stuff out there.
Okay.
And they'll make those several passes by to pick that up. But they're planning to be here for the long haul, and if somebody wants to call the EMA office about a leaner or hanger, they're welcome to do that. You know, we'll take their information, we'll pass it along to Crowder Gulf.
Okay, just maybe tell them to call EMA
Yeah,
or,
just
okay,
call the EMA office.
all right.
And we will open a hotline for Crowder Gulf. We're scheduled to do it next week. And we'll publish that number then. I think it's already been in the paper, it's just, we've not opened the line yet, because Howard told us they're going up and down every road in the city 3 or 4 times, in the county once, if not more. And then, after they've picked up, Howard wanted to wait, let them go through some, and then if somebody can tell, okay, everybody's been picked up and I was late getting mine out, that's when you call. You don't have to call to be picked up the first time. Only if yours was later getting out there and everybody's has been picked up. And something else to point out, if you see others, if you're at the end of a road, they're probably gonna use a different truck. The first was, you'll have the truck with trailer behind it, but the ones sometimes at the end of the road, especially because they have to be careful where they turn around, they may have to back out, they're gonna do the truck only, not the truck and trailer. So it might be a different crew that gets somebody in, because we've had some calls on that as well,
Okay.
so.
Just give you a rough idea of the amount of debris that's been generated. Estimated, number given to us yesterday was 500,000 cubic yards
Ooh.
of debris. So that's a lot of debris to be picked up, away across from Ware County.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff on the ground.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, any other questions?
That's
Appreciate
good.
everything y'all
Thank you.
doing, Jonathan, with EMA, and none to everybody that's been involved, because this is something that none of us were prepared for.
Yes, sir.
Do you know how many down poles we had in Ware County?
I do not.
I know there were several thousand, just,
Light poles.
Yes, sir.
I know Ace Polo was very busy.
very. I know when I was in that class last week, when the Governor Kemp showed up over there, he said that the last storm we had was just over 2,000. And as of that particular day, when he come in there to talk to us, they were, what was it, Commissioner?
I believe it was 7,000.
7,000, they had already reached 7,000 and we're still replacing poles.
A lot of
Yeah. Okay.
All right, thanks.
All right, thank you, John. Okay, anything else? Anybody got anything? All right, I hear a motion to adjourn
So
this
move,
meeting.
Mr. Chair.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.